How you doing, lads and ladies? Welcome back to the channel, and today I've got another build video for you using the Nightrider flail, and we are dual wielding them, or power stancing them I should say. And really this weapon is quite mediocre in my opinion. There are far better bleed builds that you can use using other weapons, but poise really does make this weapon class usable. And that's the great thing about poise in this game, is a lot of those mediocre weapons, poise makes them usable. So let's get straight into it. At the status page, we are at rune level 125 with 60 vigor, 12 mind, 20 endurance, 14 strength, 40 dexterity, and 40 arcane. So I've just got a little bit of mind there for a little bit of added FP when we are using our skills. And I've got minimal endurance as well here. I'm really looking at min-maxing poise for this build and getting some decent damage and also some pretty good bleed proc for the flails themselves. So over to the equipment page, we're using a blood Nightrider flail plus 25 and another blood Nightrider flail plus 25. So we are power stancing them mostly, and the two skills that I'm using with these flails are Bloodhound Step, of course, to help us get out of the way of hairy situations, as well as avoid things like magic spam. So things like Stars of Ruin are quite difficult to avoid without something like Bloodhound Step, so it's quite good for that. And Endure here I'm basically using as a poise reset, although I don't really use it that often, so it's up to you depending on whether you want to have it. I'd say test it out, see if you're getting some utility out of using it, and if you are, keep it on. Otherwise you can replace that with another skill if you want to. Now, with our current stats at plus 25, we are getting a blood loss build-up of 102, which is quite good. And if we head over to our armor, we have got the white mask. Now, the good thing about the white mask when you're using a bleed build is that it actually raises your attack power when there is blood loss nearby. So as soon as you hit the blood loss, it'll raise your attack power, which is quite good. Otherwise, I'm using the Veteran's Armor, Veteran's Gauntlets, and the Veteran's Greaves, and I've min-maxed by poise here to hit 61. So 61 is a pretty good breakpoint, in my opinion, as it allows you to tank all the way up to Power Stance Straight Swords. So it's a pretty good breakpoint in order to fight fast weapon classes, I would say. Anything higher than that, I would say use your spacing, Whiff Punish, and try and use Endure as well. Although on Endure here, which is pretty much Perseverance, only lasts about 2 seconds. So the effectiveness of that really depends on how you use it. Otherwise, I'd just space out those big weapons, Whiff Punish them, and you'll be fine. Now over to the rings, I have got the Crimson Amber Medallion plus 2, which is my ring swap. Now I normally swap out to the Green Turtle Talisman for some stamina recovery. But I also swap out to the Twin Blade Talisman as well sometimes, as it enhances the final hit of chain attacks. And because we're primarily using Power Stance when we're using these flails, it does enhance our final hit of those chain attacks using the Power Stance combo, although the effectiveness of that I'm not 100% sure. So play around with it yourself, otherwise that's pretty much your ring swap, so you can swap to whatever you want. Now we're also using the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, so again, blood loss in vicinity increases attack power, and this actually stacks with the effect you get from the white mask. Now the last two rings we have here are the Erdtree's Favor plus 2 and also the Great Jar's Arsenal. So that's pretty much the build. Let's go take it out for some fights.